All right, time now for top picks. First one up is JP Morgan. Let's talk a little bit about why you want to buy it today.
Okay. So this is a repeat. This is one that we've used over the last year, but I used it today. We could get granular and go to an asset manager or a capital markets company or a U.S. bank. JP Morgan is one of the couple of biggest banks in the world, right? 75% of the revenue comes in the U.S. It's very domestically focused. They are the largest bank asset manager. They have a very significant capital markets business, and they are second only to Wells Fargo in consumer lending. So they've been gaining market share in every one of their businesses, right? They have very good revenue growth to begin with. They're the only bank with a 10% return on equity. And this is in the face of significant regulation. So they are probably the most regulated bank in the US, despite the fact that they came through all the troubles in 2008 better than almost anybody. So this is a classic case of good getting better. It's a sectoral leader. Technically, this week, it made the first new all-time high since 1999. So this is a very significant technical breakout, and this will rally probably for years.
Okay.
So I think this is a one-stop shop for a big U.S. financial. You can probably get a little bit more rocket fuel going other places, but that's not what I'm here to talk about.
David, I haven't looked at this in a couple days, but is there any potential, though, that Jamie Dimon, who runs CEO and who's credited with the strength of the company, moves into some advisory role with the Trump administration?
Look, I can't forecast something like that.
Yeah.
What I would say is that this is an organization that's run from top to bottom by really strong people.
Okay.
So look, anything can change, and you have to watch that. You have to know where your exit price is if something doesn't work. But I think that given the fact that over 4 days it had a very significant move, it traded sideways for 5 without giving anything back and started moving higher again today. I think technically really sound. And look, they've grown their dividend 18% a year over the last 5 years against a regulatory environment that was telling them they had to hold back capital. So there's a lot of upside in the stock.
Okay, let's take a look at the next one. It's Texas Instruments.
So I've talked over the course of the year about the Internet of Things. I have talked about Texas Instruments before. The reason I bring it up today is after basing all summer long, it's broken out technically again. So Texas Instruments makes integrated circuits that go into almost everything. So the Internet of Things is where we're going to connect machines, appliances to each other through the Internet for control and measurement and so on. They design specific chips that get designed into a product, and then they're there so long as the product is made. So they get good, long-lasting margins. It's a company that has about 15% of its revenue from the auto industry. To give you an idea, a Tesla has something like $1,500 worth of semiconductors in it versus the average car, $350. We're moving towards self-driving. We're moving towards better entertainment and infotainment systems. They're there. So they've grown their dividend 24% a year over the last 5 years. They've got a very strong stake in that space, strong backdrop. I'd own the stock today.
Okay, real quick here, we've got 30 seconds, but Ingersoll Rand, another top pick tonight.
Okay, so again, an industrial company. This is a company that's grown its earnings 15% a year over the last 5 years in a world where companies have not been spending on capital spending. They've got a compressor business, which is industrial, and they've got HVAC. If there is a pickup in spending in infrastructure in the U.S., Ingersoll will win. If there's a pickup in non-residential construction, they will win. They're already performing well and making new highs.
Okay, we got to leave it there. David, nice to be with you. Thanks very much. Lots of information.
Thanks for having me today.
And good to be with our viewers as well. And as always, please do consult a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Thanks again for joining us. Hope to have you with us tomorrow on BNN.